We all have been on the internet or Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, or, God forbid, even that one-off brand, Chinese TikTok. We all have a fair share of scandals that happened on these applications before they were terminated by the elites, aka the mods. When it comes to scams that happen on the God forbid internet, I start to have this excitement that goes up and down my nipple.
Mods, crush your skull, thank you.
From the rumors of the sketchy website that we all call Reddit and Google, the first ever internet scam was the .com bubble burst. However, it might not be something that you viewers might call a scam, but it's a form of that sense. In simpler terms for you children with the attention span of a potato, it's like the vision of the website was announced and people went bananas. And even investors went bananas too, so basically everyone was going bananas. They started to buy everything, and pretty soon, even companies were getting into this as well, hyping this shit even more than intended. When everything was bought, they then realized that all the products weren't that good at all. They were just ideas that were like pasted onto a Google Doc and had like a team of 19-year-olds to make them or something. And soon enough, the stock crashed and the company went bankrupt, which meant that the people who invested or bought anything were scammed out of their money right away. So, if you were to learn anything about stock or from this, never invest in stocks. Invest in the risky gambling web.
Let's go gambling!
Smoothly moving on to the WikiLeaks scandal, which was one that got the police on their ass.
Police! Help! Police! Help!
So in a nutshell, WikiLeaks is like the cousin version of Wikipedia that we all never use. However, it had sensitive information about shit that we weren't supposed to know. Julian Assange, the founder of this website, didn't give two flying fucks that it was top files and just sent them for the world to see. To many, it was considered bad. However, many saw it as an example of freedom of information and sparked a debate around the world about national security. This put a big bonk on the national security of their file keeping and what they can and can't do. Another big scandal that many of you older or younger internet users know is the dark web. It's a place that no one should go, do not go there. So a quick lore session for you peeps. The dark web was first known as the Tor browser. This was surprisingly created by the US government, as files can be anonymously sent to people from place to place. It had its own root and its own compatible files as well, and for the cherry on top, only the USA knew about this, so it was perfect. However, it was too perfect. Around this time, the Cold War was at the start. The USSR and USA were at war, which means if the USSR got a hold of the files for Tor, they knew it was the USA, and they would try to extract every piece of information possible. And the USA knew that this would happen. So what is the only way of making it harder for the USSR to track them? Make it so that it's accessible to everyone. So that when they do get one of the Tor files, they don't know if it's really from the USA. Just hold the phone. I just want y'all to appreciate the art of how things that are so pure, like the Tor browser, are forced to not be pure for it to be the function of pure. It's such a weird paradox of how things work in life. Anyways, since then, Tor became another browser. However, since Google does everything better because it's a Chad, Tor wasn't used at all by the average person. However, for some sneaky sneakers, they use this website for some no-no things. They sell things that are not allowed to be sold. Some are just straight illegal, like organs and banned videos too. Once again, I don't advise going there. It's better for your innocent minds to be stuck on the corn hub than the dark hub. Anyways, moving away from the path of scandals, let's go to scams. But there are some times when these shiver-me-timber scammy-dammy things happen. Like any other internet selling that is not trusted by others or used a lot. Like, for example, websites like G2A or Kingwin. These are not your average Steam promotion-like websites. These are from other people that are selling things for dirty cheap. Yeah, something is going on here. Of course, it doesn't mean that all sellers are not reliable, but imagine giving your money to a random person and telling that person to buy you a drink from the mall. He could, but like he could ditch you and leave you like a bozo. If you have been living under a rock that is gorilla glued to the bottom of the ocean, let me remind you. This company claims to blockchain technology, but from their marketing, it was basically a pyramid scheme in which people were requested to purchase worthless educational packages with coins that were valueless. The coins could not be exchanged for actual money and could only function within the one-coin system. The founder, Ruja Ignatova, fucking ran for it and people realized that it was a scam. OneCoin robbed people of billions of dollars worldwide. The majority of the company leaders were arrested. OneCoin's collapse cautions us to be careful with misleading investments that promise instant wealth. But if you didn't already want to bang your head against the wall, here's one last one that you all probably know. The TikTok livestream scams. To be very frank with you, viewer, we all have seen some live streams, but some go even worse than promised. For example, that was discovered by Ted Nivison from this Galaxy kid who goes on stream, cries about not wanting galaxies, and leaves the stream. But later, Ted realized that the live streams weren't actually live streams. They were pre-recorded live streams.
Galaxy Kid has been playing 4D chess this entire time. Galaxy Kid. Whenever this dude is looking for some extra cash, he'll just boot up his pre-recorded stream of him losing his mind over a house of cards and then probably just go play Call of Duty or something.
Which means that all of the sending is for nothing. But you might say, but all he is saying is that he doesn't want a galaxy. But the main objective that he does in the stream is to build a house of cards. But with a donation of galaxy, he will knock it over. But since it's pre-recorded, it doesn't even matter if they send them. He just knocks them over for the content and money. Anyways, that was enough ranting from me. I have to go and grunt 50 times to get back my dignity.